What's up guys, and welcome back to the next episode of this Ford Connect micro campervan conversion. So the previous episodes are all documented on my channel, and I'll put a link in the top corner so you can go through the playlist and see where we're up to as part of this conversion. And in today's episode I'm going to be fitting an opening window into the sliding door of the Ford Connect. Now this is a nice opening window, quite a posh one. It's very similar to the Dometic style opening windows, and the Dometic ones are £400-500, whereas this one's came out of an old caravan, but it's in perfect condition, so I might as well use this and save myself a couple of £100 or more. So first things first, I'm going to be getting in and drawing around the template around the window on the inside of the door. It's pretty much a good size width-wise, so if I just hold it up there you can sort of see it almost goes edge to edge on the sliding door, so it should be quite a good fit. So first things first, I'm going to be doing a template going around the inside where there's going to have to be some rough cuts being made. When I am cutting the hole for the window, I will purposely cut it smaller than required as well, because it's far easier to make a small hole bigger than it is to make a big hole smaller. And when you're cutting into the bodywork or side panels or anything like that, it's always best to try and be as sure as possible as you can that you're going to be getting the right size. And as I say, I'd rather just cut a hole slightly smaller and then edge it out where needed to be sure it's a really tight, snug fit, rather than just going in hell for leather, doing one big hole, then realising it might be a little bit too big, and then you're having to start using fillers, things like that, which I want to avoid. I want to try and get this in nice and snug, tight as possible, and as nice and neat and tidy as well. So as I say, it's a really nice window, this one. It looks really nice both on the inside and the outside. It's fully opening, so it'll give good amount of ventilation inside the conversion as well. And as I say, if you're going to be going out and buying a window like this brand new, you're talking anywhere from £300 to £500. And if you are after a similar opening window, I will put links in the description below, going out to eBay where you can get similar windows to this, both new and used, like I'm using here as well. Obviously if you are using a used window though, try and make sure it's in as good condition as possible. And looking at this one, there's no marks, no scratches, no chips, no dings. This is almost perfect condition, so I'm more than happy to use this in part of this conversion. So as I say, first things first, I'll be drawing a template round, then putting a few pilot holes in so I can get in with the jigsaw, then cutting a hole out, but as I say, we'll make it smaller and edge it out where we need to make sure it's a nice snug tight fit for the window. Once the window is in, then it's got some securing mounts on the back, so all of these corner points going around the window, these are all securing points that will be used to secure the window on the inside of the panel, again probably with some wood battens going around to be sure that it's nice and secure as well. So let's get cracked on, let's get some safety gear out, some tools out, let's make some markings up on the inside of the door, get the jigsaw out, do some cuts, and by the end of this episode we should have a fully fitted opening window in the sliding door of this Ford Connect micro campervan conversion. So let's get cracked on. Holes drilled through the side of the sliding door. I've got two main holes that I can get the saw into, with another two holes on the corners just so I can trim up to and around. And obviously because this is going to be getting sawn on the outside of the door, I've put some strips of masking tape around, so when I'm running the jigsaw around, the jigsaw base won't be scratching into any of the paintwork as well. So now all the pilot holes are in, all the marks are done. Now it's the arduous task of getting the jigsaw out and cutting a nice big hole in the side of the panel. So let's get cracked on, get the hole cut out and get the window fitted in. Right, so there's the hole cut for the window, but as I say, that is purposely too small. So now I'm just going to make some final measurements and then widen it out as and where needed. But as I say, I'd much rather cut a slightly smaller hole and make a few little additional trims to get it perfect, rather than just trying to get it in one and then possibly doing it a little bit too big and then having to fill loads of filler in or things like that as well. So as I say, that's the main hole. So now I'm just going to do some additional little trims around, just to be sure that the window can squeeze in nice and tightly, and then we'll get it secured in place. Right guys, so as you can see, that's the window in, and that's in a really tight fit. I was having to grind down one of the sides just to make sure it was a really nice snug fit going inside the hole. And that's it out now, as I say, pretty much in. The only thing I've got to do now, take it back out, treat all of the paintwork that I've just cut, because if I don't, then that will just start slowly rusting away, because obviously I have just exposed some bare metal. So if I take this back out, as you can see, it's very tight fit, which is exactly what I wanted. So as you can see, the other thing I've got left to do now, take all this masking tape back off and go around treating all of the edges that I've just ground back. I'll just paint that with some white hammerite, again just to protect it, to be sure it's not going to rust away. Then we'll get the window back in, start getting that sealed in, mounted on the rear side as well, and soon enough we should have a fully mounted opening window. So let's get some paint out, get all this ground back metal protected, and then we'll get the window in. Right, so that's the hole all painted and protected as well, just to be sure that any of the exposed bare metal won't be rusting away in the future. So now all the holes fully cut out, trimmed to perfect size, and all the metal works treated. Now it's time to get the window in the frame and start securing it on the inside using some of the mounting battens that come with the window. So let's get cracked on, get the window in place, get it secured, and that'll be the window fully fitted. So let's get cracked on, get the finishing touches all done. Right, so that is the window fully fitted and fully secured with all the battens going all the way around, and all of these little metal clips screw into the battens and the window itself, just to be sure that it's pulled right against the actual panel itself. So the only thing I've got left to do now is to apply some of the plastic trim going all the way around the window, and that's going to basically hide away all of the battens and all of the securing mounts. And then later on in the conversion I'll also be putting a full ply panel over the sliding door, but that's not going to be in today's episode. Today is just about getting the window in. So I'll put the final bits of trim on and that'll be the window all done. Right guys, so there we go, that is the window fully fitted with all of the trim going round to hide away all of the mounting brackets and things like that as well. So it's looking really nice. I say I'm quite happy and pleased with how this has turned out, and I say it's a fully opening window. So just pop both latches and it'll open up, and it also has a little window stay on the side so it can stay permanently open for lots of ventilation coming in and out of the camper. So if we take you back on the outside, as you can see, it's a really nice window this. It's going to give plenty of ventilation and daylight going through into the van. As it's fully sealed all the way around as well, with some tiger seal to be sure that it's going to be watertight. But it also has a full rubber strip going around the inside, and the tightness it's been pulled against the panel, it's not going to go anywhere at all. So there we go guys, that's how I've fitted this opening window into this little Ford Connect micro campervan conversion. Shut the window down, close the tabs, and that's it, fully sealed and waterproof again. So I hope you found this video useful. As I say, if you're looking for similar sort of windows, check the link in the description below. That'll go up to eBay, where there's be very similar sort of windows available for sale. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, consider giving it a good old thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button, and remember to click the top link for the playlist of this build as we're going through job by job. So as I say, hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you on the next episode of this little Ford Connect micro campervan conversion. Thanks for watching. Cheers.